Hey, it is your girl Pusher. If you're not pushing forward, you're moving backwards. Say it out loud. Forward ever, backwards never. No, really, say that thing out loud. Forward ever, backwards never. Hey, Pusher community, welcome. Welcome back once again on this good Wednesday at 6:30. Please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please. It pushes the information through the algorithm. So, did you get your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal, People Pusher, and Remember Me? No. Well, go over to pusherlife.org, go to the office link and purchase your copies today. And while you're over there, do not forget to take the pledge, healing 1 million people, one person at a time. But of course, I'm starting with myself and I'm asking you to start with you. Take the pledge. And after you take the pledge and you commit to your growth and development, I want you to share the information and bring other people in and invite them. That is how we build. That is how we get to 1 million people. Just take one person to tell another person, to tell another person, to tell another person. So I need your assistance on this evening. Now, I'm trying to pull up. I do have a special presentation on this evening. I am decided to do a workshop on this evening, and I can't pull up, I can't share it and function like I want to. So I do have it, people. I do have it. As always, I did my homework. But I don't want to struggle and I don't want to delay. I want to get this information to you because it is important. And so, although I do have the presentation in front of me, unfortunately, I don't want to delay to try to figure out how to show you all without going through all the hoopla. I didn't have time earlier to do it. So here we are together. Okay. It's only yours if you own it. I am excited. So when I learn something, I got to come back and tell y'all about it. And so I learned a valuable lesson that I had to create into a lesson for myself. And so as always, I'm bringing the lesson to you all that I learned. It's only yours if you own it. Taking responsibility for your life, your healing, and your growth. Let me say that again. It's only yours if you own it. Taking responsibility for your growth, your life, your healing, and everything that comes with it. So I want to unpack this thing. It's only yours if you own it. What is ownership? And so we're going to I'm gonna walk you through these 3 things and tap into some more points. But I'm inviting you into my brain, into my mind, into my space, my learning space, because this was a lesson that I had to learn. It's only yours if you own it. What does ownership mean? 1, ownership means taking responsibility for your choices. What does this mean? We oftentimes pick up the phone. We want to talk to so-and-so and this person as if they are responsible for the choices we have to make. How unfair is that? To put the responsibility on someone else. When we are children, yes, our parents have full control and must be responsible for us as children. But when you become an adult, there comes a time where you, as a young adult, where it comes a time you have to learn to take responsibility for your growth and development to continue at some point in that youth development age. But now, as a grown person, it is fully your responsibility. Your responsibility. And if you don't take ownership of that, what will happen is other people will continue to run your life. It's not yours unless you own it. Unless you own it. Here's the second thing: no blaming, no excuses, no victim mindset. See, when you're taking ownership, you're saying, one, I'm taking responsibility for my choices. Two, without blaming, without making excuses, and without exercising a victim's mentality. Third thing, the power begins when you say, this is mine to change. So, those things that are within our internal environment that's connected to our character, that's connected to our personality, how we talk, what we think, what we feel, those things that people can't travel to. And we only reveal what we want people to know about ourselves. But I'm saying the real power comes in when you say, this is my responsibility to change X, Y, and Z. This is my responsibility to stop blaming and stop making excuses and stop giving myself a pity party. I'm tapping into that power. Why? Because I realize I only own it if it belongs to me. I'm telling you, this was a lesson that I learned. And so one of the questions that I had to ask myself was, why ownership is so hard? Why is it so difficult for us to take responsibility for our healing? Why is it so difficult for us to take responsibility for our growth? Why is it so difficult for us to take responsibility for self? Why? One thought, the fear of failure. When I reflect back on my own life, and even recently, and why this lesson came up to me, the fear of failing. We don't want to fail. We have this distorted perception of failure. We tell ourselves, if I don't get this right, that means I failed. If I don't accomplish this way, that means I failed. And we attach that failure to other people's perception. So the fear really isn't the failure to not succeed. The fear really, if we tell the truth, the fear is how it may come across to somebody else. Or maybe it's just me. I will be the one to tell the truth. On this evening, there was a time where my fear, if I'm going to be wholeheartedly honest, was not really based upon if I am capable to get this done. Because the truth of the matter is, I've always been aware of what I have been capable of doing. But the real truth is fear of not being able to get this particular task done in a way in which other people may desire for me to get it done. And so now my fear is attached to other people's thoughts. It's not attached to the fact that I doubt if I'm capable enough, because in my heart, when I'm having a conversation with myself, I know that I am very well much capable of doing whatever it is that I put my mind to. But this the fear of the fear of failing is attached to that insecurity, is attached to that self-doubt. Why? Because you're still based it upon what other people think, feel, and believe. It's only yours if you own it. I'm trying to tell you. Here's another one. Comfort. We find comfort in making excuses. Let me talk about myself. There was a time where I felt comfortable with not doing the work. We're not asking the right questions. It was comfortable to say, well, so-and-so didn't show up. Well, so-and-so don't care. Well, so-and-so did this way. And so-and-so, it was easy to make a whole lot of excuses about everybody else, but never once looking at the mirror. Maybe it's just me. I don't mind being on an island by myself. I'm telling you, it's only yours if you own it. Past trauma. We want to hold on to it, but we don't want to take ownership. We want to make excuses today for why we still make unhealthy decisions, why we still participate in unhealthy relationships, why we still indulge in things that really don't mean us no good. We still want to blame that on past trauma. And I'm saying today, stop blaming your past trauma for why you showing up the way that you showing up today. But hold up. In my Kevin Gates voice, I'm so not sorry, but please forgive me. Let me talk about me, because this is my lesson, right? So let me bring this to me. No longer do I choose to keep looking at my past trauma as an excuse for how I show up today. See, it's only yours if you own it. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of waiting for other people to fix me, to fix what I'm capable, what I'm responsible for. So here's the 4 things of why I felt in my life why taking ownership is so difficult and was so hard. One, fear of failure, comfort and making excuses, past trauma, waiting for others to come and fix it. Now, let me tell you the cost of not owning it. Now, I'm talking. This is my lesson. Repeated cycles, the repeated patterns. History does repeat itself, but you don't have to keep repeating the same repetitive behaviors that you find yourself on that hamster wheel going in circles over and over and over again. Why? Because you're not thinking different. Why? Because you're not making the decision to do anything different. Why are you repeating the same cycles? Because you're still on the hamster wheel. You have not made a conscious decision in your mind and in your heart to get off the hamster wheel, to change the trajectory of your life, to shake up some stuff in your internal environment so that externally things will begin to shift around you and in your life. You're still giving yourself permission to stay stuck and stagnated. Why? Because we're comfortable with making excuses. So not sorry. Let me put that back on me. There was a time where I was comfortable with making excuses. I'm tired of being tired, but yet I'm still indulging in the same repetitive behaviors and I'm expecting something to change. But if you don't change, your circumstances won't change. If you don't change, the people in your life won't change. Why? Because we attract who we are. My bad. I attract who I am. When we don't take ownership, we miss opportunities. We miss opportunities. You're looking for a breakthrough. You're praying for a breakthrough. You got visions. You got dreams. You writing the visions out. You talking about it. You asserting yourself. You're showing up in rooms. But because you're still holding on to things you have no control over, because your focus is still misplaced, you miss the opportunity to get your blessing. You miss the opportunity to get the breakthrough. You miss the opportunity to get that employment. You miss the opportunity to reconcile that relationship. You miss the opportunity to show up in a way in which you are taking ownership for your growth and development. See, you ain't got to weigh it on your t-shirt. Your lifestyle will reflect that. You ain't got to preach it to the world. You don't need a platform. All you got to do is become it. Broken relationships We're still trying to fix relationships, but we ain't even fixing ourselves. We're holding on to relationships that is out of season. We're still indulging in conversations that does not edify our growth and development. We're still going back to what is familiar because we don't want to challenge ourselves to embrace that which is new. What is faith? The things hoped for, the things we don't see yet. But yet you're still holding on to that toxicity. Yet you're still holding on to that stinking thinking. Yet you're still holding on to them, the cycle of the patterns that you have created for yourself, and you're still in your mind expecting something different. No, ma'am. No, sir. The only thing different that you will continue to experience is the honeymoon stage. But you're going to find yourself still on the hamster wheel. See, you don't own it. It does not belong to you if you do not take ownership. It doesn't. We get comfortable with being stagnated if we tell the truth. Why? Because when you stagnated, you ain't got to work. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to be honest. You ain't got to tell the truth with yourself or nobody else. You ain't got to get up and make the decision to do something different. You ain't got to challenge your own perception. You ain't got to come out the box that you put yourself in because you're comfortable. Understand the cost of not owning it is much more intense. It's much more intense. I don't know if you ever ran track before, but as a young girl in elementary school, that was one of the things we done. As a little girl, I was in marching bands. I was in dance ministry. I wasn't able to do those things. I woke up and entered the room and I just was able to do those things. No, it took practice. It took practice. If I just showed up and just stood there, would I be able to be on a line? Would I be able to march? Would I be able to put a uniform on? No, ma'am. No, sir. Why? Because there's no preparation. I ain't putting in the work. I haven't earned a spot on the line. It's not yours unless you own it. This is what ownership looks like in my life. Accountability. See, you ain't got to check me. Even though I welcome it and I won't turn it away. But understand this, before you check me, I assure you that I've already checked myself. Why? Because I'm self-aware. That's the second thing. In order to own it, I'm talking about your healing. I'm talking about your growth. I'm talking about your life. I'm talking about your heart. I'm talking about your mind, your soul. It's not yours unless you own it. Unless you take responsibility. And I'm telling you, what comes with that is accountability. It's self-awareness. It's boundaries. Why am I implementing this in this area of my life? Because in order for me to protect what I own, see, you got alarms on your cars, you got alarm security codes on your phones, on your iPads, on your bikes, on all your devices. We got security cameras, ring cameras, all types of cameras to feel safe. But how many of us is tapped into that spiritual alarm that we were created with? How many of us is in touch with that? Boundaries are put in place not for you, Boundaries in my life is put in place to protect me from me. Because sometimes I'll say no when I really want to say yes. And sometimes I'll say yes when I really want to say no. But if I put boundaries in place, no, ma'am, you cannot avoid the work. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You don't own it. It don't belong to you. It does not belong to you unless you own it. The car you driving in, if it ain't paid for, you don't own it. The house you living in, if you're paying a mortgage, if you're paying the rent, it does not, but you don't own it. But the heart that belongs, that is on the inside, the mind, the soul, your spirit, even that does not belong to you if you don't own it. Ask me how I know. Because there was a time where I was told when to lock in. I was told when to eat. I was told when to shower. I was told when I can talk and how loud I can talk. At any time, I was told to take all my clothes off and squat and cough. That doesn't sound like a person that has ownership of themselves physically. Here's the third thing, a growth mindset. Every day that I wake up, I have to wake up with a growth mindset. And what I mean by that is I'm forever teachable. I am forever coachable. I practice my right to remain silent because I don't know everything. And even what I do know still can have a lack. So sometimes I need to shut up and just listen and receive. Why? Because I'm talking about me. Because sometimes we are so overwhelmed with information and we know so much and we just want to get it out. We're so excited, but sometimes the information that you have isn't for you to share with the world. It's for you to share with you. But we skip that. It's important not to think about it just when in casual conversations or when we meet up or when we having workshop or times like this to just think about it and talk about it. No, it is every day. Every day. I have to have a growth mindset. Why? Because I don't want to be stagnated. Why? Because I don't want to go backwards. I want to keep myself open to learning. When you travel, you see things and experience things that you never experienced before. Even if you visit the same place, it's just like watching a movie more than one time. When you go back the second time, guess what? You see something that you missed the first time. You hear something that you didn't hear the first time. I am forever teachable and coachable. Why? Because I don't know everything and I don't want to. But what I do know, trust me, I know. Understand, this one might be difficult for most people to understand. But for me, that's why I got to keep reminding myself that this is for me. I'm just sharing with you all my process that I just took myself through. You don't own it. It doesn't belong to you unless you own it. I choose discipline over motivation. Let me tell you why. There was a time that my life was filled with so much chaos. So much chaos and discord. And I'm saying good, bad, and indifferent, because don't think just because things are all good that ain't no chaos. You ever heard of organized chaos? There is a such thing of that. And some people can bring their organized chaos to your life, and now your life is disorganized. If you didn't catch that, you'll catch it tomorrow. Just think a little bit more on it. And if you don't, just call me. I'll explain it to you. But I choose discipline over motivation. Why? Because I'm not looking for you to pump me up, to make me feel good. I'm not looking for a fix. I am positioning my life to be disciplined. Why? Because when you are disciplined, when you have order, so we're going back to that self-awareness. We're going back to that accountability. We're going back to what Quanice say, you cannot avoid the work. It takes discipline. It takes discipline to tell yourself no. You know that dude, you know that girl ain't good for you. It takes discipline to tell yourself that and walk away. It takes discipline. I want to eat, if I could eat potato chips all day, every day, I would. And drink Snapple Apple all day, every day, I would. But guess what? It takes discipline. It took discipline. I had to wing myself off them Snapple apples. Stop drinking them so much. I would buy them by the cases and they gone within a week. It took discipline. It may sound simple to you. But this is a big thing for me. I choose discipline over motivation every time. Because discipline, I'm not concerned about how I feel. I'm concerned about what needs to get done internally. What's the best decision I need to make in this moment right now for me? That takes discipline, especially if you're someone that likes instant gratification. It takes discipline to be patient with yourself. It takes discipline to learn to give yourself grace when you don't get it right the first time. It takes discipline to love yourself in spite of you. It takes discipline to show up. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, it takes a level of discipline that motivation can't give you. See, motivation can pump you up. Motivation can give you a fix that sometimes can only last for a moment, but discipline isn't attached to an emotion. Discipline is attached to your lifestyle. My bad. So not sorry. I'm talking about myself. My discipline is attached to my lifestyle. I wish y'all can see this. Let me see if I can pull this up. Can y'all? Nope, y'all can't see it. Tell me in the chat if you can see these pictures. Healing requires ownership. I wish that I could get this. What I am going to do is I'm going to offer this as a workshop, because it just, some parts just make sense when you get the visuals. You know, I like visuals, and some things just is more impactful when you have tangible things or something to look at. That's for my visual learners. But anyway, healing, it's not yours unless you own it. It's not yours unless you own it. Healing requires ownership. I'm telling you, when God just deals with me this way, and it just comes out as a lesson. I don't know. Here's the first point that came up for me. You may not have caused the pain. When that thought came to my mind, I went to the little girl in me. I traveled. And I'm like, you know what, as a little girl, some of the pain that I experienced, I'm not responsible for. But understand that. And so that's what this is. I'm telling you, I walked you through my process. I'm trying to tell you. I'm innocent. I'm not responsible when I'm young, when I'm of age. Parents are responsible, right? But remember earlier when I talked about the transition into now I'm a teenager and now I'm an adult. At some point, somewhere in there, it's my turn to take responsibility. Even though there's past trauma, there's pain in your past, you are a grown woman today. You are a grown man today. How long are you going to continue to blame the pains of your past for why you are showing up the way you are showing up today? I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to me. You may not have caused the pain, but you are responsible for the healing. You are responsible for the healing. This is how I had to talk to myself. You might not be the one that caused the pain that you feel, but you are responsible for your healing. So what I had to ask myself, do you want to stay in this pain? Do you want to keep laying in it? Do you want to keep every time something coming up, do you want to keep making reference of it? Do you want to still go through this cycle, this pattern? Do you still want to keep circling the block? Only you, the individual, can answer that. And I'm telling you, you owe yourself to be honest, no matter where you are on the spectrum. See, this is what I had to come to grips with. Growth is really a choice. Growth is a choice, not a feeling. That's why I choose discipline over motivation, because growth is not based upon my emotions. It's not based upon how I feel. And if I keep attaching my emotions to everything, then I'm going to stay on that hamster wheel. That's why we got It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal. It takes one to know one. I can say it out loud because I own it. I own my flaws. I own the things that perfect who I am. I own everything. Why? Because it doesn't belong to me until I take ownership of it. I've given so much of myself away for free for so long. I've given control of my mind to other people for so long. And sometimes subconsciously, if we're not careful, some of us, those of us that think that we got it together, that believe that we got it together. And guess what, boo? You do got it together. But I'm telling you, if you're not careful, you will find yourself giving all control of your mind, what you think, what you feel, what you believe, over to other people. Test my theory. Even right now, test my theory. From last Wednesday to this Wednesday, how many decisions that you made about you, and it was pertaining to somebody else, how somebody else felt? what somebody else thought. If we're not careful, it does not belong to you unless you own it. Unless you own it. Rewriting your story. And I ain't talking about, well, yes, I am, because I didn't rewrite my story. I just simply shared it. As I live the life that I'm living now, the story is being rewritten. Well, not rewritten. It's being built upon. I'm not rewriting the story because what's done is done. But what I am doing is creating a new story. But in your secret place, yes, the sermon is free for everyone. Why don't we practice it? Because it's only yours if you own it. It's only yours if you own it. And I'm telling you, there is some things that belong to you that money can't buy. This was the lesson for me. Coming out of the season I'm just coming out of, it does not belong to you unless you own it. We can even take discernment, which is something you can buy, but it doesn't belong to you if you don't own it. How do you own it? Let me slow down. You, my girl, you all in my stuff, girl. Hold up. Let me slow down. This is a little footnote. This is a footnote. Here's a sidebar. When rewriting your story this week, this is what I want you to ask yourself. 1, what am I avoiding? What am I avoiding? Number 2, what patterns in my life keep repeating itself? Girl, get out of my stuff. I'm about to go there. Just give me one. Hold up. I'm about to pin that. Hold up. Number 3, what do I need to take responsibility for today, right now? I ain't talking about 3 years ago, 10 years ago. I'm not even talking about yesterday. I'm talking about right now. Right now, in this moment, you as a man, you as a woman, what do you have to take responsibility for right now? This is how you change the narrative, and you can do it at any time. It does not belong to you unless you own it. I'm not even going to, I'm going to put a pin right there. I wanted to skip through a couple of my points because I want to shift a little bit right now. One problem is we tend to try to own people, their emotions, their time, but we won't own our real selves. I'm going to keep that up there for a minute. You in the chat, I want you to read this, and then I want you to respond to it. I want to know if this ever been your struggle. I want to know if this ever been your struggle. Are you consumed in other people, what they think, feel, and believe? Are you somebody that tries to figure out what people think, feel, and believe? Versus, Are you trying to take ownership of other people's emotions, of other people's time, of other people's life? I often tell people repeatedly, the only individual you have control over is you. You can't control somebody if they like you, if they love you, if they want you, if they don't. You can't control that. You can only encourage it, one or the other. But this is important because I was a person. Again, let me put myself out there. I didn't want to control people in a sense. Yes, I did. I did. I wanted to control how you felt about me. I wanted to control how you perceived me. I wanted to control your time. There's people that you want to be around people. You have these expectations that certain people in your life can show up to this and show up to that. I was that person. When I would have events, when I would put stuff together and it would be just 3 people showing up, I would have Bible study. It would be 4 or 5 people, just some days 1 person, or some days just me. When I was teaching, students wouldn't show up. It would just be me, or would just be 1 or 2 people. Guess what I learned to do? I learned to appreciate the people that did show up. And I learned to appreciate the people that do show up and not handle them as if they were a million people. They're going to get the same energy. Even if it's 1 person, you're going to get this same passion. You're going to get this work. Why? Because I choose discipline over motivation every time. I am self-aware enough to know that I do not control time. I don't control people. But what I do control is what I think, feel, and believe. And I'm saying the energy that we put into other people, what they think, feel, and believe, put that energy into you. And I'm telling you, it's so much more peace there. It's so much more joy there. It's so much more laughter there. It is so much more rest and clarity there. Oh, she said, I'll leave me alone, daughter. I ain't even talk about you. You tell it on yourself. I need to take responsibility for putting myself last. Yes, you are responsible for that. You can't get mad at nobody. And that's what we do. We are making the decision to insert ourselves in things. And then when we're burnt out, when we're tired, when we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and now we burnt out, now we have had enough. But who asked you to insert yourself? Now you frustrated because this person ain't listening. You frustrated because you gave advice and this person didn't take it. They went on and still did that thing. But who asked you anyway? Because the answer that God gives you might not be the same answer that he gives to the other person. I choose discipline over motivation every time. Every time. Every time. It's not yours unless you own it. So I'm saying this is self-reflection time. How much of yourself are you still giving away? How much time are we still wasting? I forgot. In my Kevin Gates voice, I'm so not sorry. I ain't talking to y'all. This was for me. How much time I'm willing to waste? Yes, honey. I'm trying to tell you, even when you don't feel like it and the motivation is not motivating properly, discipline will never fail. I am telling you, one of the greatest lessons I have learned and implemented in my life today. Today, it has never failed me. It has been consistent every time I make the decision to choose growth over stagnation. Every time I choose joy over pain. Every time I choose to not ignore, I don't ignore what I feel. Let's not get it twisted. I honor my emotions, but my emotions don't lead me. I don't have time to keep making excuses today. I don't have time to keep going back there and saying because I didn't do X, Y, and Z today. This is a so no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Why? Because circumstances has changed repeatedly in our lives. Why? We have met new people. We have been blessed with different opportunities. We are without excuse. And I'm telling you, it doesn't belong to you unless you own it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about your healing. I'm talking about your growth. I'm talking about your life. We oftentimes take it for granted. I can't be mad at you because you still making toxic decisions. I'm not. I don't want to invest my emotions being upset with you. You'll figure it out. And when you do, I'll be here. But I'm not going to insert myself. We got to learn to let people grow. We got to let people grow. Why? Because we want people to let us grow. We want people to give us the space, give us the time to grow, to give us the time to figure it out. Don't you think it's unfair to expect different from somebody else? You got to be the thing that you got to become the thing that you want from other people, right? You teach people how to handle you. You can't teach people how to handle you if you don't even belong to you wholeheartedly. Can we make a decision? Can we make a decision collectively? One, I want us to make a couple decisions. One, if you have not yet taken the pledge, the Healing 1 Million People, One Person at a Time pledge, I want you to take the pledge. 2, if you have not opened up your workbook and journal in a long time, I need you to go look for that and open that book back up and begin to do the work. Don't become comfortable. Don't take it for granted. The resource is there. The help is there. The road to discipline is there. We purchase books. We get all these books. We support them. We're excited about them. But how many of us actually open them up and do what it is suggesting that we do? How many of us heed what we read? How many of us are reading? How many of us are researching? You know what I presented to you today was for me. It was it is everything that came out of me from this season that I've been through and what was revealed to me. That's all I did. I just shared with you, and I'm creative, and so it comes out of me in lessons. So I only shared with you, a part of my process, as I always do, because I recognize that as long as I remain teachable, as long as I continue to be clothed with humility, I am always going to learn something refreshing, something that makes me feel better about myself, something that makes me proud, something that makes my heart smile. I love learning. I love when God shows me something different about me. It heightens my relationship, not only with God, but it makes my relationships, my external, my earthly relationships, much more healthier. Why? Because the more I look into me, the more I'm able to understand you. Emotions are the same. Growth is the definition doesn't change because the people change. The only thing is different is how we go about it. So that is why I'm saying collectively, can we make a decision? Now I'm talking to those that has already taken the pledge. Now can we make a decision to share it, to share it with other people, what we are over here doing? See, when I say it takes a village, I'm not just saying it takes a village just to be saying it because I think it's cute. I recognize that this is a movement. It is an organism. Why? Because growth is taking place. Something is happening. It is constant. It is consistent. No matter who shows up, no matter how many people show up, we are still consistent, and we are still keeping the main thing the main thing. But what I can appreciate that we all can agree with, we have seen elevation take place even in this space. We have seen breakthroughs even in this virtual space. And I'm saying, if this is working for you, share it. Invite other people. Remember, I told you one of my goals is to get to 500 subscribers. I am so grateful to say that. Oh, where are we? I think we are at 2. Hold up. I want to give y'all the right numbers. I am excited, honey. So we are at 222 subscribers. I am excited about that. Now, I see all these people in these comments. Now, understand why. Y'all better like. My battery is running dead. Uh-oh. There we go. I need y'all to like. Them twos do something to me. It really do. I'm excited. So it's like we're almost at the halfway mark. But understand this. I know in order to get to 500, I'm asking for your assistance. Because when we get to 500 subscribers, we should have 500 pledgers. That's the goal for this particular community. And I know that together we can do this. So and I only want you to do it if you feel like this is working for you. If the information that you get from this platform, if it is working for you, if you've been blessed in any kind of way, please don't gatekeep it. Share it and invite other people in. Can we do that? Can somebody just give me a we need like an emoji. What's, hey bro, we need an emoji that's just ours for the pusher, the hands. Let me look for it so I can give an example. All right, I gotta figure that out. I ain't gonna waste time trying to figure that out. But I need y'all in the chat. Can we do that? Can we commit? Can we commit to inviting one person to come next week? I need y'all to talk to me. We started on time and we gonna end on time. That is. Now how you do? Oh, is you on your phone? I need to learn. I gotta find where they at in here. I know they in here somewhere. Yeah, so that is our, we're gonna use that. That's for the pusher community. That is what we're gonna use. So when we agree, that is what we're gonna put up. All right. So when we are agreeing collectively, that's what we are going to put up together. Okay. I appreciate, thank you. I appreciate you all. I really, really do. Just understand that as I learn and as I grow, I actually, I don't know why. I guess it's because I'm getting a little older, but I'm almost excited about sharing the things that I learn about myself and understand. It's only yours if you own it. It's only yours if you own it. It's only yours if you own it. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about your healing. I'm talking about your growth. I'm talking about your purpose. I'm talking about your discipline. I'm talking about everything that makes you who you are. It does not belong to you unless you own it. And when you own something, you value it. I'm landing the plane right here. When you own something, you take care of it. So for those of you who find yourself still struggling with your decision making, you find yourself still contemplating, still playing double dutch, still blame, shaming, and guilting. Understand that at any given second that you make a decision, it is done. Just like that. And once you make the decision, you're going to commit. You're going to commit. And what are you committing to? You're committing to your personal growth and development. You're committing to your life. This is your life. It does not belong to anyone else in this earthly realm. It belongs to you. You are responsible. If you go outside, all this snow look like Alaska. All these blocks and mountains of ice everywhere. When you went outside this morning, you went outside clothed properly. You did not go outside with a tank top on and a dress and took your tail to work and started complaining that it's cold outside. No, you put a coat on, some clothes, you layered up. Why? In preparation. Because you knew in order to get to your destination, you had to go through the code. And so to protect your temple, you clothe yourself. I'm telling you, I'm going to do something else with this. There's something stirring up inside of me, and I'm going to do something with this. So stay tuned. It's only yours if you own it. The same way you protect your cars, your cell phones, your houses, protect this right here. It's only yours if you own it. Take ownership. Take ownership. Take ownership right now. Take ownership. You are the one that's responsible for the decision. You are the one that is responsible. Nobody else. You can call for advice all day long, but at the end of the day, you still got to make the decision. It belongs to you. And for those of us that like to carry the responsibility of other people's responsibilities, give it back. It's not yours. You shouldn't have took it in the first place. Save yourself the heartache, the stress, the anxiety. Save yourself. I choose discipline over motivation every time. It's not yours unless you own it. I thank you. I thank you for always showing up every week. Again, I want to encourage you to invite a friend on next week. Invite someone. Encourage them to take the pledge. I love you. And there's nothing, I mean, absolutely nothing you can do about it. And my sister is going to hate the fact that these glasses was reflecting everything. Peace. For real this time. It is your girl Pusher. If you're not pushing forward, you're moving backwards. Say it out loud. Forward ever, backwards never. No, really say that thing out loud. Forward ever, backwards never. Have you gotten your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal and people pusher? No, then travel over to pusherlife.org, go to the authors page, and you will find It Takes One to Know One and People Pusher. Come tap in.